guys, I am finally getting back around to this knife. This is an amazing knife. It's from one of my favorite designers. This is the Chavez Knives RCK9 folder. I know that I'm putting up some little teaser pictures there, so let's turn this around and let's absolutely get into this amazing little folding knife. Guys, it's been a long time since we saw this the first time, and it's this Chavez Knives RCK9, and there's a reason it's been a while since we saw it for the first time. It's because I have really enjoyed carrying this. Let's get this box out of the way. And I gotta say, this thing is just truly awesome. Ramon's knives are always great. These are being done by Riat. This thing is just incredible. In hand, just the way it looks. It's really comparable to a lot of his other knives, except it's done in a different size fashion. Let's go ahead and we'll get some specs. So now keep in mind, I'm getting these specs from Blade HQ, and I will put a purchase link down below on this. So you're looking at a 7.25 inch overall length, blade length of 3.25 inches, cutting edge of 3 inch. It is in M390 and titanium. It's done in a drop point thumb stud deployment only. This has got the satin finish on the blade. It's belt satin and bidirectional satin. And so you're looking at an overall weight on this of 5.3 ounces, and it's right hand only. So let's go ahead and crack into this. We'll do some size comparisons here in a second. Your first knife's going to be Spyderco PM2, a knife a lot of you guys are going to know really well. You can see this is a good bit smaller than a lot of other Ramon's knives. Next knife, Benchmade 940, a really well-known knife, one of the most well-known knives on the market. You can see it's a little bit smaller than the 940 in length. It's a bigger knife. And then your final knife, as always, is the Chris Reeve Sebenza Large, a 21, good bit larger, or I'm sorry, longer than this knife. So let's go ahead and crack into this because I absolutely love this knife. So I mentioned that this is kind of a departure from his other knives, and you can see here I broke out my 229 here. It is a little bit of a departure. It's a good bit smaller, just dimensionally. It's a lot smaller. This is based on a fixed blade that he did, but you can see this is lacking the really aggressive jimping that he's known for and stuff like that. But everything else about this screams Chavez Knives. Let's get this out of the way. So this is done in the typical Chavez flat slab titanium, real minimal, anything on the knife itself, minimal hardware. The pocket clip is your typical Chavez skull clip, and a lot of people like. Now, the thing I love about this that you had on the 228, that you don't have on this, that they had on a 228, was there were two screws in here. Ramon has since started to do blind hardware, so it's screwed inside, which gives it a much cleaner look. I like the very minimal, clean look on this. Now, I did say that it's missing the typical jimping that you'd see on a Chavez knife, but you don't give up anything. It doesn't feel slick. The handles are nicely contoured, so you're in it. And then this blade is a nice drop point with just a slight drop. Lots of belly on this, but even though this is thick, that's a thick chunk of M390, it comes down to a very nice behind the edge thickness. Now, I did not do a ton of cutting with this. It's not my knife. It's my buddy Nico's knife, and I want him to be able to do anything untoward to it where it would be all screwed up. And I did do some cutting cardboard and some day-to-day tasks, and I gotta say it performs really well. The feel you get in hand on this is just so good without a lot going on. There's a lot of knives that have a bunch of choils and stuff, and I dig that. It does feel good. But this really straight back on this, and then just this tapering that goes from heel into that spot where your finger is, right at the lock bar, absolutely is super comfortable. It doesn't give up anything without it. The action on this, thumb stud only, just beautiful, just shy of drop shut, just a jiggle home. I imagine if I took this apart and changed the lube, that it would be drop shut. Like a quarterback spacer back here, covering the end here. It's just done really well. It just screams Chavez all over it. Now, this thing is, like I said, based on his RCK9 fixed blade that he did, which is a great fixed blade. It has a pocket clip and everything. It's a really, really cool knife. So I'm not surprised that I like this. Oh, access to the lock bar. Access to the lock bar on this, beautiful. Just enough material removed. So there's enough material removed in here to get in on it really easily, but not detract from the lines of the knife and not be sharp. It is sculpted nice and clean. It's not at all sharp. And then, like I said, The ceramic ball bearings, ceramic detent on this, just so good. Reverse flick off of the thumb studs, absolutely brilliant. So lots of stuff going on with this that I absolutely love. It is a definite different look to me from a lot of his other folders, but I do have to say there's a couple things that I don't dig on this, and they're just kind of minor things. Some of them are a me thing, but we're going to talk about those right after you guys hear from a video sponsor. Guys, did you know that Coffee Brand Coffee has more than just awesome on-demand roasted coffees and flavored coffees? They also have tea, cocoa, cold brew bags, decaf, and they have premium candies that will make your family go nuts. So check them out with the link down below to save 10% on some of the best coffee you're going to find. So just 3 really small things. First and foremost, I complain about this sometimes. There's a sharp edge right there. It's not horrible, but I definitely can feel it, especially if I'm bearing down. Like I said, I did do like a bit of like day-to-day cutting with this, but I did bear down on it a few times, and I can kind of just feel that sharp edge right there. I know it's hard to do. It looks like this was wire EDM, so you've got a nice thin profile on that cut line, but I think just knocking that over and chamfering a little bit. If this is my knife, I'd probably take a stone, I'd mask stuff off, and I would just knock that corner off. Next thing, the sharpening choil it's really good. It's a good sharpening choil, but like a lot of the other knives that I've had come in recently, I have a helicopter coming over. Sorry, sometimes that audio is hard to edit out. It's a little close to the termination of the grind, and you can see already there's a bit of a smile where the bevel, the edge bevel is just a little wider. That'll just get more pronounced. If this was my knife, I would probably take this, put it on a Scotch-Brite, and remove about that much material and just open that up ever so slightly. And then the final thing, I love the pocket clip. I do love the pocket clip. The skull clip is one of my all-time favorite clips, and stuff like that. But this one, a little bit of a problem, especially on thicker pants, where the cutout is for the lock bar. It's pretty far back and it's pretty hard edged, and you don't get all the way down in pocket. This catches, and I don't get it all the way in, especially, like I said, on thicker material like 511s that have a reinforced pocket. And so it hits there and it doesn't get all the way in the pocket. And then it kind of feels a little loose and wiggly in pocket. So I think if maybe this was, I don't know if they could do it or not, if this was a little bit more forward, or maybe the cutout being on the inside. I say that a lot of times, makes that a non-issue. But other than that, it's brilliant. And I meant to mention, this does come with another clip. The box is in another room right now, but it comes with another clip if you don't like the skull clip. I absolutely love the skull clip. It just adds a little bit more material to it. So there you go, guys. Like I said, not much negative on this. This is a great knife. I like this being added to the lineup of folders. So let's turn this around. Oh, is it a yup or a nah? Absolutely, it's a yup. I will put a purchase link down below to it. It's a great knife if you want to check one out. So let's turn this around and do some final thoughts to send you out about your day. There you go, guys. Ramon's designs always, he just nails it. Like every time. Like I've said there's a few designers that just pretty much everything they do, I dig it. And the nice thing is, Ramon has done multiple versions of knives. So he's done some with the kickstop, and he's done some with flippers, and he's done non-flippers. It's great. There's a fixed blade version that's just awesome. And he's a really good guy. I don't know if you guys have ever met him. Amazing guy. So there you go. That's it on this one. I know I threw an ad in, but there's other ways that you can support the channel besides the sponsors. There's 2 sponsors that have coupon codes built into their, discounts built into their links down below. It's Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail. But I have got a ton of affiliate links. One of them will be Blade HQ, where I'm going to have a link so you guys can purchase this knife. But any purchases you make from any of those vendors supports the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. I've got discount codes that you guys can use at Beyond EDC, Fair & Forge Knife Works, Rosecraft Blades, and now KATSU Knives. It's Crazy Sharp, all one word, all lowercase, saves you 40% at Beyond EDC and 10% at the others. I have an Amazon store down below. Take that link, pin it to your browser, use it for all your Amazon shopping. Check out my Discord, the public Discord. It says join the community down below. And then I also have got a membership where there is a private Discord. I do giveaways. There's exclusive content. And the premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.